So Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order has released, and there's been a lot of talk about it, lots of positive feedback, a lot of different things that people have been talking about it from Respawn Entertainment, of course, the makers of Apex Legends, and I had huge hopes for this game simply because obviously Vince Zampella, who was one of the creators of Modern Warfare 2 or Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, was one of the, obviously lead guys for Titanfall, and then of course into Apex Legends, and now into Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. So there's a lot of expectations, a lot of hopes, and all of that revolving around this game. And the big question now is Star Wars back now, guys, as a game, as a video game, right? As a video game series. Is this game back? We could talk about the movies all day, but we're going to talk about the games in particular, because obviously with Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, it's very interesting to me. After watching other people play, after playing the game myself, I got to say, Star Wars is back. It's back as a gaming series. It's 100% back. I mean, while I was playing this, I mean, I got, really immersed into the characters. I was getting immersed into the different places that you're playing in, like the different planets, the environments. All of that was just, it felt so great, and it really felt a lot like Uncharted. It felt somewhat like Uncharted, the maneuverability and such. But I mean, man, it was a really great experience. I haven't finished the game yet, but it's a great experience, at least at this point for me. Now, we're going to have to see how the game ends, so kind of we'll have to pump the brakes on saying it's like the best Star Wars ever made or anything like that. But from what other people are saying about this game, they're saying this game is one of the best Star Wars games ever made. And I got to say, guys, Knights of the Old Republic, that'll probably always be, my favorite as far as the Star Wars games go. What was the other one called? Like The Force Unleashed. I really liked that one. I know a lot of people didn't like that one. I liked that one. I thought it was pretty cool. But Battlefront, I wasn't, the biggest fan of Battlefront. And Battlefront 2, certainly not a fan of that one. I thought that they just absolutely screwed that up completely. But I think Respawn Entertainment, them along with EA, have put together a great Star Wars game. And it's like, finally, a good Star Wars game, and not even just good, a great Star Wars game is here. Now, I'll be interested to see, the multiplayer and all of those things. It seems like people are enjoying those things. I'm really talking about mainly the story, which is, to me, like the most important thing. Obviously, the multiplayer is what brings people back to the game, so that's important as well. And everything I've heard of, when it revolving around, those things, as far as the story is concerned, very positive, okay? And that's what I think as well. But is Star Wars 100% back? I really do think so with this game. I think that this is a great leap forward, okay? To me, I'll compare it to Call of Duty, guys. Look, we had the dark ages of Call of Duty. Went from Advanced Warfare to Black Ops 3 to Infinite Warfare. And then finally, we got World War II, which was kind of a step in the right direction. Then you had Black Ops 4, which was another step in the right direction. And then finally, Modern Warfare, which was a leap in the right direction. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order is a leap in the right direction from that of Battlefront 2. And there's no debate about it. I mean, really, when you think about it, this game is everything that I want in a Star Wars game. I mean, it's everything. I mean, I thought it had great, high moments. It had those low moments. It was I thought it was just really good overall. I mean, it's a very good game. And like I said, I haven't completely finished it yet, so I'll be interested to see how the end is, because that'll, of course, really, that'll kind of sway me one way or another as to the experience, even though it's not going to be the totality. Of course, the ending, you got to have a good beginning, middle, end, which makes up a great game, right? And at this point, I think it's a great installment in the franchise. I hope they build off of this in the future and they continue making great Star Wars games. I mean, let Respawn Entertainment do it, please. Let them do it. They did a phenomenal job, and I want to see that, them come back again and do another one. Maybe in another few years would be incredible. But I'm glad that this project got greenlit. I'm glad that Respawn Entertainment were the ones who ended up, developing this game. And EA, you you can't really see EA's fingerprints all over this like you could with Battlefront 2. I mean, maybe slightly, but not really. I mean, I think this is a completely different from that of Battlefront 2, even though obviously it's all Star Wars, but I just think that now Star Wars is back as a gaming series. It's one step forward, kind of like World War II was, even though I think it's a leap forward at this point for Star Wars. And then maybe the next Star Wars game is another step forward, and you just keep on going from here. And over time, it's going to build, and it's going to build in a major way. I'm excited about that. I'm excited about being able to see more Star Wars, experiencing that for myself. I mean, it's one thing to watch the movies, right? And the movies, can be fun for all the Star Wars nerds and all of us out there that love Star Wars. It's great to see, the games, the movies. But it's fun to play some of those characters or just play even different characters within that universe because it's so grand and big. And that's why I think Disney bought out Lucasfilm, because it's like, look, you're only going to make 6 movies. You're not going to make more than that. What? Like, there's a universe here. I mean, we can make, tons more movies, 10, 12, 20 more movies, whatever it might be, and they realize that. Disney sees that. They say, look, we can not only milk this franchise, but we can make some pretty good movies out of this, and just different planets experiencing so many different things, different galaxies and such. The same thing can be said with the video games. I want to see more and more of like stories kind of like this, like these original kind of stories. That's what's cool to me about it, because a lot of these characters, some of these characters you've never even seen before in Star Wars, like a movie or anything. Maybe you've seen them like if you've read the books or something. Guys, Star Wars is back. Let me know if you guys agree with me on that statement, that it's a leap forward for the Star Wars gaming franchise.